All right, today we're doing lesson 11-5, convert metric units of capacity. A pitcher holds 4 liters of water. And you can see he's in the picture. He is pouring water from the pitcher into the glass. So the pitcher holds 4 liters of water. How many milliliters does the pitcher hold? Solve the problem any way you want. And going back to our measurement, remember the unit is in the middle. And we're going from liters, which are going to be in the middle. Our unit is a liter, to milliliters. And remember, milli, we have deci, centi, and milli. So now we'll have deciliters, centiliters, and milliliters. So again, it's 1,000, 1,000th of a liter. And a kiloliter will be 1,000 or 10 to the third liters. So in capacity, all we care about really are kiloliters, liters, and milliliters. We only have 3 measurements to worry about. And remember, this is 3 hops away, and this is 3 hops away. So if we're going to go from a liter, which is our unit measurement, to a milliliter, we're going from larger to smaller, and we're going to multiply by 1,000. So if we've got 1 liter, we've got 1,000 milliliters. And if we have 4 liters, we would say 1,000. 4 times 1,000 equals 4,000 milliliters. And a kiloliter is 1,000 liters. A milliliter is 1,000th of a liter. So milliliters are super, super tiny. That would be like your eyedropper, a drop of water kind of a thing. And 4 liters, this giant pitcher here, like a small soda can. If you have a can of soda that is about 300 milliliters, just in one can of soda. So you can see that's definitely a milliliter is like a teeny drop of water. You can always check around the house and ask your parents to show you some of these things. So you've seen the liter water bottles. You probably have some of those around your house. And you might see the measurements along the side there. Check them out. The most commonly used units of capacity in the metric system are the liter and the milliliter. And its capacity is what we can fill the container with. How much can we fill it with? So Susan has a 1.875 liters of water. How many milliliters does she have? So she's going from larger to smaller. She's going to multiply by 1,000. So she winds up with moving the decimal when you multiply by 1,000. We're going to move the decimal 3 places. So she winds up with 1,875 milliliters. And don't forget, the change from a larger unit to a smaller unit, you multiply. The change from a smaller unit to a larger unit, you divide. So in this problem, we're going from 3,500 milliliters, which are super tiny drops of water, and we're trying to figure out how many liters can we fill in. So in this case, we are dividing, and we're dividing by 1,000. So when we divide by 1,000, if we have 3,500 and we're dividing by 1,000, remember our decimal is at the end. When we divide by 1,000, we're going to move the decimal 3 places. So we wind up with 3.5 liters. And you can watch the video in Savvis for more help on that. Explain how you convert milliliters to liters. So if you had to put it in words and explaining it, you're going to divide milliliters. You're going to divide the number of milliliters by 1,000. Divide by 1,000 to find the liters. Because you are going from smaller, which is a milliliter, to larger. So we divide, and we divide by 1,000. What types of tools would you use to measure capacity? So for capacity, we're measuring liquid measurement. We're going to use like maybe a measuring cup. That has metric measurements on there. You might have those in your house, liquid measurement. And then how do you know? Then convert each unit of capacity. So 2.75 liters to milliliters, we're going to larger to smaller. We're going to multiply by 1,000. We move the decimal 3 places, 2750. For number 4, milliliters to liters, we're going to, from smaller to larger, we divide by 1,000, so we have 3 liters. For number 5, we're going from larger to smaller. We multiply by 1,000, 5,000 milliliters. For number 6, we're going from smaller to larger. We divide by 1,000, 0.25. Remember the decimals at the end, we move it 3 places. We don't have to put the 0 there. 0.25 is good enough, but you could put 0.250. For number 7, we're going from larger to smaller. We're going to multiply by 1,000. We wind up with 27 milliliters. And number 8, milliliters to liters. We're going from smaller to larger. We divide by 1,000. We have 0.4 liters. So we are just doing, on this today, we're doing liters. Oops. Well, that was messy. Let me get that souped up again. Liters and milliliters. That's it. So 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. Now that is a lot easier than what we do in customary measurement with the giant, gallon and all the little cups and all that other junk. This is way easier in the metric system.